is now revealing himself to everyone. So Ramai said, yes, you've understood correctly. Now he's calling you to go and see him. We should go very quickly. Let's go. So then Advaita said yes. He called for his wife and his son, and he said, gather all paraphernalia for worship, and we must go now to see the Lord. So they were on their way, they were going, but then Advaita, he started to have some doubt. He said, oh, you know, Ramai, I know that the Lord wants to reveal himself, but I'm thinking, if he is really my Lord, then he will know me, he will know exactly where I am, and he will himself come and find me. He will reveal, he will manifest his opulences to me. So Ramai, he was like a little taken aback, and he was saying, oh no, but we should go now. Really, the Lord wants to see you, he's calling for you. Then Advaita said, no, actually, I won't go now. You should tell Gaurasundar that I am staying somewhere. I am staying in a hidden location, and if he wants, he can come and find me there. So then Ramai, he said, okay, as you wish. And then he went on, and he went back to the Lord, Satchidananda Gaura Hari. And before he could say anything, Gaurasundar knew everything. And he said, oh, I know that Advaita, he's thinking that I am here and I am calling for him. But he has some little doubt. Oh, is this really my Lord? Is he really calling for me? So he wants me to reveal his opulence, manifest some opulence. So he was there, he was sitting on the throne of Vishnu and manifesting himself as the Lord of all. So then Ramai, he was amazed. He was thinking, oh, the Lord knows everything, Advaita knows everything. So Gaurasundar, he said, yes, you should go now and tell him to come immediately. So then Ramai went back. Advaita, he told Advaita everything. Advaita said, yes, I know, I'm going immediately. They immediately left. They took all paraphernalia for worship, and the family went and they approached Satchidananda Gaura Hari, and they were in a complete ecstasy seeing him. They fell down at his lotus feet, and Advaita was in such ecstasy that he couldn't even speak. So he immediately then Mahaprabhu, he said, oh, you can get your paraphernalia for worship, you can worship me. So then he started to worship the Lord, bathing his lotus feet, offering him all kinds of worship. So like this, Mahaprabhu, he revealed himself to Advaita in such an astonishing way, actually. And he revealed himself to one and all in such an astonishing way, and all the devotees were in ecstasy. And the very last thing I wanted to say is that not only Advaita, he was the cause for Mahaprabhu's descent, for coming to this world, but he was also the cause for Mahaprabhu's departure. How was that? Advaita, he was actually contemplating that Mahaprabhu, he's come, he's performed so many pastimes, many very amazing, wonderful pastimes, and he's delivered so many. He's delivered atheists, he's delivered sinners, he's delivered all kinds of pandits, scholars, so many he has delivered, and he's spread the glories of the holy names everywhere. So he sent a mystic message to Mahaprabhu. What was that message? It said, one madman is sending a message to another madman. What does that mean? That I am a madman. I'm intoxicated with the prema that you have distributed in this world, and I'm giving message to another madman. Who is that? Sachinandan Gaura Hari, who's completely intoxicated in Krishna prema. He has opened this shop, and he has distributed the contents widely, but now it's time for that shop to be closed. So no one could understand this message. Only one person could understand. Who is that? Srup Damodar. And also Advaita Ācārya. Srup Damodar could understand that Advaita Ācārya was telling that now it's time for Mahaprabhu's pastimes to come to a close. Now it's time for him to close his shop and return. So what was that shop? That shop is none other than the storehouse, the storehouse of the holy names. So Mahaprabhu had come, what he was meant to do. I told before some of the primary reasons for Mahaprabhu's descent, and the secondary reasons. Also Mahaprabhu had fulfilled Prem Ras Niyas Karita Ashvadam Rag Mag Bhakti Loki Karita Pracharan, to preach the holy names imbued with prem, not just ordinary prem but Braj prem, and to establish Raganuga Bhakti in this world. So like this, now Advaita Ācārya was calling for Mahaprabhu to return to the spiritual world, and with that I end my speech. There's so many more pastimes that I haven't covered, unlimited pastimes, so many sweet pastimes, astonishing pastimes of Advaita Ācārya, which we're all eager to hear from the lips of our dear Shripad Padmanabh Maharaj. So Shri Advaita Ācārya Prabhu ki jai, Shri Sachinandan Gaura Hari ki jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bo, Vanchakapatrubhishta Kripasindhabhevata Patitanam Pavanabhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. So I only, just to say, I only covered like Advaita Ācārya's calling and
worshipping Tulsi
and revealing, and Mahaprabhu revealing his form to Advaita Ācārya. That's all. I didn't say any other pastimes.
You should have gone on. You could continue now. You were telling more.
No, because I spoke for a long time and everyone's eager to hear from you. Oops, sorry.
Did we sing Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Doyan Paramari?
Yeah, they sang that.
They sung that already?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
You need to get that out? Yeah, well, we should, because that's a picture of Radha and Krishna. Okay, just put that.
It might give some feedback.
I knew that was going to happen.
There's so many pictures there.
What's another good song?
Well, there's the Advaita Ācārya Avirbhav song, which I sent out to some.
I saw that. But I mean, like in our songbook. What?
Jai Jai Advaita Ācārya Jayamai.
Do we have it?
Yeah, it's in the song.
Okay.
There's a song in the Gaudiya Giti-Gucha, Jaya Jaya Advaita Ācārya Doyamai. Jaya Jaya Advaita Ācārya.
It's in the app?
It's in the app also. It's also in the song.
Yeah, it's here. It's in the app.
You know what page? I'll find it in a sec. It is on page 56 in the Gaudiya
No. Because I forgot to charge it. Okay. Why don't you read the translation first?
Okay.
Yeah.
All glories to the greatly merciful Advaita Ācārya. It was due to his loud roar that Sri Gaur descended. He is the giver of prema, the Lord of Sita Devi, and an ocean of compassion. Due to his nectarian love, the hero of Raj came again. To whomever he wants to mercifully bestow his grace, that person sings the glories of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu submerged in Prem Ras. He who takes shelter of his lotus feet attains the supreme wealth of Gaur Prem. Lochan Das says, "Why have I not worshipped such a treasure house of mercy? Instead, I have struck my own head with a thunderbolt."
Okay, you want to play Mridanga? Do we have a gong?
Is there a gong? No gong, only. Is there a gong? Oh no. There's wampers or kartals.
And there's what?
There's wampers or kartals.
Yeah? How many kartals?
Too much.
Do you have many kartals?
Like all four.
Okay. Well, those who can play kartals, we should give them kartals. You can sing.
Jaya Jaya Advaita Ācārya Namo. Jaya Advaita Ācārya Namo.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Gaur Nityananda Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Gaur Nityananda Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Gaur Nityananda Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Gaur Shri Advaita Bol, 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 Hari Bol, Hari Bol. 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 Gaur Shri Advaita Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Gaur Shri Advaita Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Gadadhar Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Gaur Gadadhar Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Gaur Gadadhar Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Gaur Gadadhar Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. 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 Gaur Shri Vas Bol, 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 Hari Bol, Hari Bol. 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 Adhor Bhakta Vrinda Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Ācārya Prabhu Avirghat Mahamahosam Advaita Ācārya Prabhu Maha-viṣṇu-avatāra Advaita Ācārya I guess I should put this on. Yeah, I know. I keep forgetting I should have brought mine. I have it like this, but better. Hari Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Gaur Hari Bol. Nothing.
Yes,
You need light.
it's there. It's just this way. It's not very long. I can make it.
But does it help?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim Yat kripa tamaham bande Shri Gurun dinatarana Namo Vishnu-padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Pracharani Nirvishesha Shunyavari Paschatya Desatarini Namo Vishnu-padaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayaniti Namane Shri Krishna Lila Katane Sudaksham Audorya Madhurya Ganaishi Yuktam Varam Varenyam Purusham Mahantam Narayanam Tam Shirashanam Namo Vishnu-padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswaminiti Namane Vansha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahabhajanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurati Namah Nityanandam Namastubhyam Premananda Pradayane Kalo Kalamashanashaya Janava Pataye Namaha Pancha Tattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Hey Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Brindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vrindai Tulsi Devyai Priyai Keshavashyata Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavachai Namo Namah Shri Krishna Chaitanya, everyone together, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Shri Advaita Ācārya Prabhu ki. First of all, I'm offering my unlimited Dandavat Pranams and my Shraddha Pushpanjali at the lotus feet of my most worshipable beloved Gurudev, Nitya Lila Pravishta, Om Vishnu-pad Paramahansa, Ashtottara Sri Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada, and then I'm offering my same unlimited Dandavat Pranams and my Shraddha Pushpanjali at the lotus feet of my most worshipable beloved Siksha Gurudevs, Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnu-pad Paramahansa Ashtottara Sri Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnu-pad Paramahansa Ashtottara Sri Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj. I'm offering my Dandavat Pranams at the lotus feet of all my Sri Sri Rupanuga Guru Varga, and especially on this holy appearance day of the incarnation of Maha-viṣṇu in Gaur Lila, Shri Advaita Ācārya Prabhu. I'm offering my millions and millions of Dandavat Pranams at his divine lotus feet. And I'm offering my pranams to all of the Vaishnavas and to all of the Vaishnavas. I was just remembering that there's one little pastime in Shantipur of my Guru Maharaj, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. When he was in his household life, he used to go there from time to time. You know that pastime? Yeah. He used to go to the birthplace of Sri Advaita Ācārya Prabhu. And in that place, there's the temple room. And sometimes there are many people coming, like today probably there's throngs of people coming there. But sometimes very quiet. And so Srila Prabhupada, during the time that he was performing his household lila and business lila, he used to come there from time to time. So how do we know this? How do we know this? Well, I'll tell you. Years and years later, after Srila Prabhupada went to the West, did the miracle, started the entire Krishna consciousness movement all over the world for 12 years. Millions and millions of people hearing about Krishna. One day, here at ISKCON, I don't know what year it was or anything, but there was a person who came, and he had in his hand a Back to Godhead magazine. Which year, I have no idea. But anyway, that person was the Pujari at Advaita Ācārya's transcendental birthplace, Shantipur. And he used to see this person, Abhay Charande, Abhay Charanaravinda Prabhu. And he became acquainted with him. But but when he came to ISKCON, he was very excited because he wanted to tell someone there that this person used to come. I used to see him. And a lot of times he would sit in the back of the entire temple room. And he would sit and he would pray very silently, chanting and weeping. So then, after some years, I again saw him come. Now he was dressed as a sannyasi. And he was very sincerely and very, from the depths of his heart, he was weeping and calling and crying for the mercy of Sri Advaita Prabhu. Because you know that's the place where the Sankirtan movement began. There, Shantipur. It began there. So he told whatever devotee he was speaking to that I see his picture here. That same person who used to come. And he showed him the photo inside of the Back to Godhead magazine, and he said, and now I see. Because I remember that when he was there on that final day, he told to me that my Guru Maharaj has given me an order that I must go to the Western countries and preach this mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so I'm praying for the mercy of Advaita Ācārya Prabhu. And also your mercy, you are his servant, and like that. And then after that, he didn't see, and he also didn't hear anything about his activities. I don't know, maybe it was more early on, before all this manifested. There was only rice fields here when we came here in 1975, nothing but rice fields. And the one building in the middle of the rice fields, Chandrodaya Mandir. So, then he told that person, now I see. That same person. He went, just like he said he was going to do, and by his prayers for the mercy of Advaita Ācārya Prabhu, he was able to fulfill the mission of his spiritual master and spread this mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu all throughout the world. Now I see so many Westerners and foreigners now they're coming like this. So, in that way, Advaita Ācārya plays a role in the modern day Krishna consciousness movement, big role. But we should understand, as already Charu Chandrika Didi spoke about, the role that Advaita Ācārya played in bringing Krishna here to this world. And It's amazing description in Chaitanya Bhagavat. I don't have it with me, but it's a beautiful description there. Maybe you read some of it. How Advaita Ācārya Prabhu became very, very much unhappy to see the condition of, and this is in Mayapur, Navadvip, okay, and to see the condition, how the conditioned souls are just losing it in the Kali Yuga, how they're becoming so degraded, how they're losing all good qualities, how they have no connection with service to Krishna. They're just serving their families and their children and weddings and all of that nonsense. And it's all described there clearly by Vrindavan Das Thakur, how the situation was. And so he became very inspired. But he understood one thing, that this job of giving this mission to the whole world and saving the jivas from the onslaught of the degraded influence of Kali, there's only one person that can do that. That's Krishna himself. No expansion or avatar can do that. Only Krishna himself. So therefore, Advaita Ācārya Prabhu, who is an expansion, a quite important expansion. It just so happens that he's a manifestation of Maha-viṣṇu, who creates millions of universes. But he appeared in Gaur Leela as the associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he played the role for the external cause of Mahaprabhu's descent into this world. And what form and shape did that take? That he prayed on the banks of the Ganga Devi. Right here, right nearby here. He prayed right there. Very intently, very, just praying, and practically speaking, he was weeping and offering the tulsi leaves and tulsi manjaris to Shalagram Shila and Ganga Jal, and calling out to the Supreme Lord very loudly. You know what that word is? We just sang it in this song. Hunkar. Hunkar. We know that, us Prabhupada disciples, because when we were in New York, we had a godbrother who was named Hunkar. But actually he prayed very loudly. He called out so loudly to Krishna that you must come, you must come. And it describes that sound vibration penetrated through all the coverings of the universe. It went beyond the Viraja into the Vaikuntha region. It went all the way up to the topmost position in the Vaikuntha region, Goloka Vrindavan Dham, and there that entered into the ears of Krishna. And Krishna's seat was shaking. So Advaita was calling, now it's your time to come. Now you have to come, you have to come, you have to come, you have to come. So how much do we owe to Sri Advaita Ācārya? That's why Srila Prabhupada was going to his place to pray to him. What important personality in Gaur Leela. But he played the role of Advaita Ācārya, an Ācārya who preaches bhakti, but he also played the very important role of one of the chief angas of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda and Advaita Ācārya. Very important to understand. These are angas. What is the beginning of the verse from the 11th canto? Jagyai Samkirtana Praya. Yeah, Krishna Varnam Tvisa Krishnam Sa Ango Panga Astra Parshadam. The Lord appears with his own direct bodily limbs, because anga means limbs. And you know what upanga means? Sublimbs. Okay? So the main limbs, naturally, who is that? Nityananda Prabhu. He's Balaram himself. He is Krishna himself. And then Advaita Ācārya Prabhu is actually Sadashiv and Maha-viṣṇu manifestation, who is responsible for all of the creation of the whole material universes. Universes plural. And how many? No one knows. Just millions. That's inconceivable, isn't it? It's just inconceivable that there's even this one universe. So vast. But when you're talking about millions of universes, then it goes beyond the comprehension of any ordinary human being, right? But these personalities, by the will of Krishna, they appeared. And before Mahaprabhu appeared, his elders appeared. By the way, do you know how many years Advaita Ācārya Prabhu stayed on this planet?
125.
Yes, indeed. It's right here in this book. 125 years. And so he did a lot of preaching. He did a lot of seva. You know, there's so many sweet pastimes in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavat. We'll read a little bit of it in the course of this talk. So, and we just heard also the riddle. It's actually a riddle that he gave to him. It doesn't have it in the Bengali here, but in Chaitanya Charitamrita it's there. You remember how it starts? Something baul means, yeah, something. Right. Baul means madman. Madman. All of you here, would you like to become madmen and madwomen? Completely mad? Completely lunatic, crazy mad in Krishna Prem? Would you like that to happen to you? Yes or no? I want to hear you.
Yes.
Well, guess what? It's going to happen. Take a little time, but it's going to happen. And the more that we hear about the madmen who have that prem, who are distributing that prem, the sooner we're going to get. And we're going to become madmen also. So Advaita Ācārya was basically telling Mahaprabhu, everyone's now gone mad. Your distribution has been successful. Everyone is mad. You're mad, and I'm a madman, and this is one madman talking to another madman, that now there's no more rice in the marketplace. What does that mean? That means Krishna Prem has been distributed everywhere. So what was he doing? You know, in deity worship, when a pujari is worshipping the deity, I'm sure most of you are all quite adept at worshipping Thakurji and knowing what is the meaning of calling with different mantras, because when the Lord is there on the altar, the large deities especially, you cannot take them down. So, but you call them by mantra, right? So, when this is being done, oh, it lost its.
It's actually not really like
A little bit. So when the pujari is calling by mantra for the Lord to come and please accept our worship, so then the Lord comes. Just like when we pray to the Lord to please come and accept this prasadam, He comes. If you're doing it with bhakti, or even some degree of bhakti, and you're chanting the mantras that your guru has told you to chant. So He will come and He will accept. But when a premi bhakta is offering, he directly comes. He's right there. The premi bhakta can see him. So, but at the end of the worshipping, the whole archan process, then you have to chant the mantra to request the Lord to return to His sitting place on the altar. So that was the request of Advaita Ācārya. Now, everything has been accomplished, my Lord. As you like, you may do as you like. So the person who called him is now putting him back there. So let's hear a little bit of nectar. But first of all, I need this light. I need this light. Can turn on the light. You're over here. Okay. So, Srila Bhakti Ballabha Maharaj, who has written this very ecstatic book, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya and his associates. So for every personality in this book, from almost every one, he quotes from Srila Rupa Goswami's Gaur Ganadesha Deepika. Who is this personality in Krishna Lila? And now that personality has descended in Gaur Lila. So very interesting, he's telling here that, I'll just read a little bit of it because it's a bit long. Vraje avesha rupatvad vyuho yopi sada shiva. Sa eva Advaita Goswami Chaitanya Bhinna Vigraha. Yascha Gopala Deha San Vraje Krishnasya Sannido Nanarta Shri Shiva Tantre Bhairavasya Vacho Yata. So here Rupa Goswami is telling Gaur Ganadesha Deepika that Sadashiv, formerly an Avesh incarnation of the Supreme Lord in Braja, Sadashiv, and then Sadashiv also manifests in Braja as who? Gopishwar Mahadev. So Sadashiv, formerly an Avesh incarnation of the Supreme Lord in Braja, is known as Advaita Ācārya in Lord Chaitanya's pastimes. He is non-different from Lord Chaitanya himself. In Braja, Sadashiv took the form of a cowherd boy. Did you know that? You know this pastime? In Braja, Sadashiv took the form of a cowherd boy and danced alongside Krishna. So here is it's quoting here. Once during the Diwali festival in the month of Kartik, my guru, Shankar Dev, saw Krishna dancing with Balaram and the cowherd boys. And he became desirous of becoming a cowherd boy himself. And he began to dance, spinning like a whirling wheel for Krishna's pleasure. And thus, by Krishna's mercy, Sadashiv plays two different roles in Braja. In one role, he is Shiva himself, and in the other, he is a cowherd boy. Yeah. Bet you didn't know that. Okay. Now, we're going to hear a little bit of Advaita Tattva. Now, just to let you know, 5th chapter of Adi Lila Chaitanya Charitamrita. That's the Advaita Ācārya chapter. I just read it very quickly this morning, 120 verses. Very quickly I just went through it. If you want to know Advaita Tattva, who is Advaita Ācārya, what is his Tattva, you have to read that chapter. And believe me, there's some really long purports because in certain places there, Srila Baladev Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati is quoting from Baladev Vidyabhushan Prabhu in his commentary in Vedanta Sutra, okay, on Advaita Ācārya and his position and Maha-viṣṇu and all of these technical details, you know, how the creation takes place, all of this. It's all there. And it just goes on and on and on for pages. You know, that one particular purport in that book, in that chapter. So, but we will hear a very concise, a very nice explanation by Srila Bhakti Ballabha Maharaj about Advaita Tattva, which is essential to know. So why does Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, why does he give the first 6 chapters actually 7 chapters of the Adi Lila about who? The Panchatattva. Panchatattva. It's very essential to know who the Panchatattva are and what role the Panchatattva and the different members of the Panchatattva played in Gaur Lila. It's very essential to know this. That's why it's right in the very beginning of the whole Chaitanya Charitamrita. So I remember when I began to understand, yeah, I got to really study these first few chapters. I was actually here in Mayapur on my first visit to India in 1975, and Srila Prabhupada was lecturing for 14 days on the first 14 shlokas of the Chaitanya Charitamrita, which tell the shlokas from Swarup Damodar Goswami, from Rupa Goswami, like that, of each individual of the Panchatattva. Alright, so now in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami quotes the following evidence from the diary of Swarup Damodar to describe the ontological principle of Advaita Ācārya. So who is Swarup Damodar? Huh? Lalita Devi. Swarup Damodar Goswami is Lalita Devi. So, Swarup Damodar was topmost scholar. And we know so many of the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because Swarup Damodar kept a diary. And also there was another diary kept by the servant of Mahaprabhu, Govinda. So those diaries, and not only that, but Raghunath Das Goswami, who gave so much of this information to Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami when he came to Braj after Mahaprabhu's disappearance, we would not have Chaitanya Charitamrita if these verses and these diaries, they're called the Kadachas. Swarup Damodar Kadacha, Govinda Kadacha. They're notebooks, okay? So there are two verses here composed by Swarup Damodar to explain the tattva of who is this personality, Advaita Ācārya. So he says, Maha-viṣṇu-avatāra Mayaya ya srijatyada tasya-avataram evayam Advaita Ācārya Ishwaraha. So what is the meaning of that verse? He says, Maha-viṣṇu Jagat-karta. Maha-viṣṇu is the master of the universe, Jagat-karta, which he creates through his power of Maya. Maya ya srijati adha. He creates through that energy is his energy, Maya potency. And he creates the universes through that potency. Tasya-avataram evayam. So now he is descending as an avatar. Avatar form of who? Of the Supreme Lord. Advaita Ācārya Ishwaraha. So Advaita Ācārya is Ishwara. He's not Jiva. He's Ishwara. Big time Ishwara. Then the second verse is telling Advaitam harinadvaitad acharyam bhakti samshanat bhaktavataram isham tam Advaita Ācāryam ashraye. So now he's saying that Advaita, he is known as Advaita. Why? You know the meaning of the word Advaita? Advaita. Non-dual. Which means what? Yes, oneness. Advaita. There's a pastime that comes up a little bit later of Mother Sachi, which she got chastised by Mahaprabhu for disrespecting Advaita Ācārya. And she did something with his name. I'll leave it as a mystery for all of you until we get there. But Advaita Ācārya here, he's telling Advaita harinadvaitad. So, this personality who is known as Advaita, because he is none other than Hari, harinadvaitad, he's none different than Hari, and he is also known as Ācārya. Why? Because Bhakti Sangshanat. He preached Bhakti. He is the Ācārya of Bhakti. Bhakti Sangshanat. So Bhaktavataram Isham Tam. So I take shelter, Advaita Ācāryam Ashraye, I take shelter of this Advaita Ācārya, who is the avatar of what? Avatar of a devotee. So in Gaur Leela, all of the associates and the Panchatattva, they are all devotee avatars. They are bhakta avatars. You know this verse, we just chanted it before. That is composed by Krishnadas Kaviraj, and it is telling who each person in the Panchatattva is. Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam. Alright, so Panchatattva Atmakam Krishnam. Then Bhakta Rupa. Who's that? Huh? That's Mahaprabhu himself. Panchatattva Atmakam Krishnam. Okay? These are the 5 manifestations of Krishna. Panchatattva Atmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa. So first of all he's telling Mahaprabhu who is the form of a Bhakta. Although he's Krishna, but now he's become the form of a Bhakta. Second one, Swarupakam. Who's that? Nityananda. He is the Swarup avatar of Krishna himself. Okay? And Swarupakam as a Bhakta. Then Bhakta-avataram. Who's that? Advaita Ācārya. Bhakta-avatāra. Because he's an avatar. Bhaktakyam. Bhaktakyam means known as a devotee. Bhakta Akyam. Bhaktakyam. Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam. Bhakta Avataram Bhaktakyam. So that's referring to who? Srivas Thakur. Because Srivas Thakur is the manifestation of the Jiva in Gaur Leela as a Bhakta. So but in Krishna Leela, who is he? He's Narada Muni. Yes, the greatest Vaishnav personality, unimaginable. He descended as Srivas Thakur. Then, Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. I offer my obeisances to his, what? His Bhakti Shakti. Bhakta Shaktikam. Bhakta Shaktikam means who? It means Krishna's potency. And who is the embodiment of all of Krishna's power and Shakti? She is the embodiment. Krishna is the source of all Shakti. What is his name as the source of all Shakti? Shaktiman. And Srimati Radhika is what? She is the Purna Shakti. So Krishna is the possessor. He is the Shaktiman, the possessor of all Shakti. And Srimati Radhika is Purna Shakti, all Shakti. So in one sense, we should know this more subtle tattva, that what is Jiva tattva? Jiva tattva is Shakti tattva, right? We're Shakti. Are we Shaktiman? Are we the possessor? No. Some very foolish jivas, they start to try to declare, yes, I am the Supreme Lord. Did you see how I just brought this Shiva Linga out of my mouth? I have mystic powers, so you should accept me as God. But he's just a jiva with a decaying material body that is going to drop to the ground. So, anyway, the Shakti, the potency of Krishna, is manifested in many different Shaktis. There are many, many different potencies. Parashya Shaktir Vividhaiva Shruyate. That means there are many multifarious different Shaktis of the Lord, unlimited Shaktis. But in general, they're divided into 3 different categories of energy. What are those 3? Chit Shakti. What is the Chit Shakti? The whole spiritual world is all made of Chit Shakti. Chit Shakti, then Maya Shakti, which is what? This temporary material world, the illusory potency of the Lord, where all the jivas who do not want to serve Krishna, they're placed here and they're kept here until they realize there's no happiness without serving Krishna. And then Krishna does many special things for those jivas to pull them very close to him through sending his pure devotees. Only through the pure devotees the jivas can come to Krishna. So But what's the other Shakti? Jiva Shakti. Jiva Shakti is the Tatastha Shakti. Between what? Between the spiritual world and the material world. And the Jiva can go either place. That's the thing about us. We have that potential within us to go either to the spiritual world or to stay here. Right? Who wants to stay here? 0 persons have responded. Who wants to go to the spiritual world? Okay. So, now Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he has written that Maya has 2 functions. Maya has 2 functions. And Maha-viṣṇu appears in 2 ways according to those functions. Maha-viṣṇu. When he is within the material world as a creator, then he is the universe's effective cause. That's called nimitta karan, his effective cause. And in his form, as Vishnu in the unmanifest material energy, pradhan, then he appears in the form of Rudra. And he has a second identity as Advaita. So Advaita is manifestation. Now Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur has also written about Advaita Ācārya in his Anubhashya to Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila chapter 6 verse 12. He says, Lord Advaita Ācārya is Maha-viṣṇu. He is the supreme preceptor. Vishnu's activities are auspicious because of his existence as the owner or master of the universe. He is the root source of all auspiciousness. Those who are entangled in the material hankerings, what are they entangled in? Yes, so those persons who are entangled in the material hankerings, which are like garbage, what are they like?
Garbage.
Thank you. They cannot understand this great auspiciousness, which is pure, eternal, complete, and fully liberated. No, they cannot. They cannot understand. Why? Because they're entangled in the material hankerings, which are like what?
Garbage.
Thank you. And thus they remain deprived. We're in deprived condition. So they remain deprived of their true spiritual activity, which is what? Devotion to Krishna. That's all. If any of you are thinking at any time during your 24-hour period, every single day and night, that there is any other purpose for your getting this body and this human form and all of that, other than service to Krishna, then you're showing the symptoms of being entangled. We want to get disentangled. So Mahaprabhu, Nityananda, Advaita Ācārya, all the Panchatattva, they all chanted and danced here in Navadvip Dham for a few years, non-stop, going village to village everywhere. Why? To save the entangled conditioned souls. Yes. So we just heard Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur telling. Advaita Ācārya was also known as Kamalaksha. You know what that means? Kamalaksha? Yes, you're very, very learned, scholarly devotees. So Advaita Ācārya was also known as Kamalaksha. Advaita, he embodies the universal welfare. This is a quote from Chaitanya Charitamrita, that Advaita embodies universal welfare. He is the abode of all auspicious qualities. His activities are the eternal source of the world's well-being. We need some of that right now, don't we? Don't we need more well-being in this material world? I guess you haven't been looking at the news. Yeah, we need well-being like anything, like never before. And it's coming. It's right around the corner now. Mahaprabhu is making the arrangements. And so therefore, since His activities are the eternal source of the world's well-being, and so is his name. The name of Advaita is very auspicious. So, now he goes on with a Chaitanya Charitamrita quote. Advaita, the abode of virtue, is a portion, an amsha of Maha-viṣṇu. And because he is not different from Vishnu, Advaita is his most perfect name. Then another quote, Chaitanya Charitamrita, a few verses later. He is the noblest personality in the universe. Noblest. What kind of personality is he?
The noblest.
The noblest. Where? In the whole universe. Yes. And so, he is the spiritual master of the Vaishnavas. And by a combination of these two names, his name is Advaita what? Advaita what?
Ācārya.
Yes. Say Advaita Ācārya.
Advaita.
Because both of these two names are the source of all auspiciousness. Since he is a limb or a part of the lotus-eyed Supreme Lord, he also has the name Kamalaksha. Now, we hear a quote from Chaitanya Bhagavat. So, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur has also described Advaita Ācārya as both the foremost of the Vaishnavas and as Shiva. Here's the quote. Residing in Navadvip is the foremost and the most fortunate of all the Vaishnavas, Sri Advaita Ācārya. He heads all spiritual masters in knowledge, in devotion, and in renunciation. He especially teaches devotion to Krishna in the same way that Lord Shankar did, Lord Shiva. Now, we're going to hear about his appearance, Advaita Ācārya's appearance. And guess what? There's more than one opinion. He tells 3 different opinions here. But the last one is that he appeared in Shantipur. So that's been highlighted the most. Now, Advaita Ācārya appeared in the village of Navagram near the city of Shilet as the son of Varendra Brahmana. You know his father's name? Kuver Pandit. Say Kuver Pandit.
Kuver Pandit.
And his wife's name was Nabha Devi. Say Nabha Devi.
Nabha Devi.
And he appeared on the 7th day of the waxing moon in the month of Magh. Guess what today is?
7th day of the waxing moon.
Month of Magh, yes. Okay. So Kuver Pandit is identified in the Gaur Ganodesha Dipika with the god Kuvera. Yes. Mahadev's friend. And the leader of the Guhyakas. Now, Kuver Pandit, a devotee of Nrsinga. He was a devotee of Nrsingadev. And he resided in the village of Navagram near Sylhet in Bangladesh. He was a greatly fortunate follower of the path of devotion. He knew nothing other than the lotus feet of Krishna. And his devoted and faithful wife was named Nabha Devi. She is worshipable for the whole world, for she is the mother of Advaita Prabhu. This is from the Bhakti Ratnakara. And next is another quote from the Bhakti Ratnakara. On the 7th day of the waxing moon, in the month of Magh, the great ocean of joy overflowed. In that auspicious moment, the moon of Advaita descended in the blessed womb of Nabha Devi. In his ecstasy, Kuver Pandit made gifts to the brahmanas and the poor. He tiptoed to the room where the child was delivered, and his heart was filled with gladness upon seeing his son's face. All the villagers came running to his house, and they all said to each other, "What pious works did this Brahmin do, that in his old age he has been blessed with such a jewel of a son?"
That's the song I sent out on the Gauri.
That's what?
This is the song that I sent out on the Gauri. This is the translation of that.
Oh, okay. The gods rain down flowers without being seen. There is nothing with which this scene can compare. Ganashyam sings of this great auspicious occasion when a joyous uproar rang around the earth. Yeah, it's a song that we just sang. Did you recognize that? He had to tell me, otherwise I wouldn't have recognized it. So, yeah, it's a song. Yeah, written by Ganashyam. So, now, he's telling that in the Gaudiya Vaishnava-abhidāna, that's another collection of all, it's like an encyclopedia of all the Gaudiya Vaishnavas and all their information. So in that Gaudiya Vaishnava-abhidāna, Advaita's birthplace is given as Laura near Shilet. Okay, so there's another opinion, right? It is also said that Advaita Prabhu left Laura to reside in Navahat, and then from there he moved to Shantipur. He also had a home in Navadvip. Do you know where that is? His Navadvip home?
Right next to Srivastava.
How far is that from here?
2 miles, 3 miles.
No, maximum 2 miles. Yeah, maximum. Or maybe, yeah, because I was thinking we were over there. Yeah. Yes, so he also had a home in Navadvip. His full name was Sri Kamalaksha or Kamalakanta Veda Panchanana. Kamalakanta Veda Panchanana. He has that other name also. Kamalakanta. He appeared in 1434 AD. Now you mathematicians pay close attention. 1434 AD. Or if you want to cheat, you can use your calculator on your phone. And then he disappeared in the year 1559 at the age of 125 years. So, when did Mahaprabhu disappear? Come on, when did he appear? Huh? When did he appear? Mahaprabhu. Gauranga Mahaprabhu.
1486.
Yes, 1486. And he stayed on the planet for how many years? What?
48.
No, 24 as a householder and then 24 as a sannyasi. 48 years. So, 1486 plus 48. Tell me.
1534.
What?
1534.
Okay. And what year did Advaita Ācārya pass away?
39.
59. So 59 minus 34, you said?
Yeah.
So 59 minus 34 is... I'm trying to... This is how many more years he was on the planet after Mahaprabhu left. 25 more years. Acha. Okay. So he was 125 years old when he disappeared. So in the Advaita Vilas, that's another book about Advaita Ācārya's life, it is written that the Lord remained on this earth for 1.25 centuries performing unlimited pastimes. Now, Janava Mata's Diksha disciple. Who's Janava Mata? Janava Mata. Yes. What's her sister's name? Huh? Vasudha. Vasudha. That's how you say, not Shuddha. Vasudha. That's her sister's name. So who is Janava? Who is Janava Devi? Huh? Yes. But she's the direct energy. Just like Mahaprabhu, his direct energy appeared as his 2 wives. So Nityananda's direct energy also appeared as his 2 wives, okay? Because he's also Krishna. And wherever Krishna comes, he has his 3 energies with him. What are his three energies? Huh? Yes, Shri, Bhu, and Nila, or Lila sometimes it's called. So what was I saying? What?
Appears with his energies.
Yeah, so here, Janavamata had a Diksha disciple. She also initiated. She was the preceptor for all the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. You know, after Mahaprabhu left the planet, you know, she was like one of the main preceptors. So, and what was the name of her Diksha disciple? Nityananda Das. Nityananda. Okay? So he gives a third opinion. I told you there were three opinions about the birthplace. And in the book, Prem Vilas, he gives the third opinion that Advaita-Acārya was born in Shantipur. There you go. That's why we always consider Shantipur also the birthplace of Advaita-Acārya. So he writes that Advaita studied the Veda and other scriptures with the scholar Shantacārya, who lived in the Fulabhari section of Shantipur, and he earned the title by that study of Ācārya. Now, Advaita-Acārya's holy life has been described in several Bengali books, including Advaita Mangala, Advaita Vilas, and Sita Charitra. Sita Charitra. Now, the great scholar Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya also wrote several Sanskrit poems glorifying Advaita. Did you know that? Yeah, here there are three that are mentioned. First one is called Advaita Dvadasha Nam Stotra. Dvadasha means?
12.
Yes. Then Advaita Ashtakam.
It's going in the notebook.
Both of these? Or just that one?
Advaita Ashtakam.
Okay. And then 100 verses. Advaita, 108 verses. Yes. Advaitastotara Shata Nam Stotra. So that's written by who? Yes, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Who's Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya? Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is incarnation of who? Yes, Brihaspati in Gaur Lila. And he was playing, but where was he born? In his early life, where was Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya born? In Navadvip. Do you know? We go to that place. What's the name of it? Vidyanagar. Yes. And he played the role of a grammatical Sanskrit teacher during his coming into his adulthood. But then at some point he moved to Jagannath Puri. And then he played the role of a what? of a Mayavadi preacher. And he had like hundreds and thousands of Mayavadi sannyasis that would come to him to learn the Shankaracharya's, opinions on Vedanta Sutra. So, when Kuver Pandit and Naba Devi disappeared, then Advaita-Acārya went to Gaya on the pretext of performing the appropriate rituals of mourning. And thence he continued on a pilgrimage of all of India's holy places. So when he came to Vrindavan, he became absorbed in the worship of Krishna. But through his meditation, he was able to understand that Krishna was about to appear in Navadvip. So, while on this pilgrimage, he stopped in Mithila, where he met the poet Vidyapati. And this encounter is beautifully described in Advaita Vilas. Advaita Prabhu finally returned from Vrindavan to Shantipur after spending several days in Navadvip. And the people of Shantipur had been suffering from his separation for a long time. They were very happy to see him back. So this is what I was just saying, that Lord Vishnu is always accompanied by three energies. Shri, Bhu, and Nila, or Lila. So Advaita-Acārya's own divine persona would not be fully manifest without all these three energies of his identity. So therefore Advaita-Acārya accepted two wives. One was named Sri Devi and the other was named who? Sita Devi. Sri Devi and Sita Devi. Both appeared as daughters of the great Brahmin devotee Sri Nrsimha Baduri. So in the Gaur Ganodesha Deepika it is written that the divine Yoga Maya took the form of Advaita Prabhu's wife Sita, and that Sri is her Prakash expansion. All right. What's the time? 1:10. Okay. So, continuing on here, Advaita Ācārya, he had two residences. One in Shantipur and the other not far from Srivasa's home in Navadvip, Mayapur. How many minutes to walk from the Yogpit to Srivas Thakur, Srivas Angan?
30 seconds.
Be honest. I said walk, not run. About 10-minute walk. And then at the back side of the Srivasangan temple, there are two other temples. When you walk from there toward Chaitanya Mat, inside the compound, there are two other temples. Who are those temples for? And Gadadhar, yes. So during that Leela, then Advaita would live there. So when all these Leelas took place at Yogpit, at Srivasangan, Advaita Ācārya was right there. That's where Advaita Ācārya was also on the bank of the Ganga calling for Krishna to appear from there. So, I already read that. Yes. So, he had these two residences, not far from Srivas Thakur's home in Navadvip and in Shantipur. His heart was greatly pained at seeing that the people of the world were devoid of any devotion to Vishnu, and as a consequence, they were all greatly suffering the torments of material life. So overwhelmed with compassion, he began to teach the Bhagavad Gita and the Srimad Bhagavatam, explaining that the purport of the scriptures was to engage in devotional service to Krishna. So at about that same time, then Madhavendra Puri, he had a dream in which Govardhan Dari Gopal commanded him to find sandalwood paste for the deity service. So Madhavendra Puri then started out for Puri, taking the road through West Bengal. And while he was there, he stopped at Advaita Ācārya's house in Shantipur. Who did? Madhavendra Puri. He stopped there, and Advaita Prabhu became convinced that Madhavendra Puri was his guru when he saw his devotional ecstasies. So even though he himself is an expansion of the Supreme Lord, he underwent the ritual of initiation in order to demonstrate to the conditioned souls the necessity of accepting a spiritual master. And here's a quote, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Madhavendra Puri arrived at Advaita Ācārya's house, and when Advaita Ācārya saw Puripad's prem, he felt a deep inner joy. He begged to be initiated by him, after which Madhavendra Puri left to continue his voyage to the south. Now it is said that Mahaprabhu is the main trunk. Now it's talking about the trunk of the tree of Mahaprabhu's movement. So it is said that Mahaprabhu is the main trunk of the wish-fulfilling tree of devotion, as well as he is the gardener also, who enjoys and distributes the tree's fruits. So though the tree was planted in Navadvip, it grew in Purushottam Dham and Vrindavan, expanding into an entire orchard producing many, many fruits of love. Madhavendra Puri is said to be the first seedling which eventually grew into this tree. And then Ishwara Puri was the sprouted form of the seedling. Then Mahaprabhu, though himself the gardener, also became the tree's main trunk. through his inconceivable energies. And Advaita Prabhu and Nityananda Prabhu were the two secondary trunks into which the main trunk divided. So now it's telling about the cause of the Lord's descent, but we've already heard about that. Now, and we also you also told just at the end there how Advaita Ācārya was testing Mahaprabhu. Right? At the end, you talked a little bit about that. That he was testing Mahaprabhu. Because Mahaprabhu sent for Advaita Ācārya to come. And he sent a message with, what was his name? Ramai Pandit. Yeah. So here, one day at Srivasa's house, Mahaprabhu indicated that he wanted to perform the Vyas Puja to Nityananda Prabhu. So on the eve of this puja, Mahaprabhu showed everyone that Nityananda Prabhu was Baladev. And then, repeating the words, Nara! Nara! He revealed that Advaita Prabhu had caused him to descend to the earth by calling him. Now, it is due to Advaita Ācārya that I have descended, Mahaprabhu told. For Nara's roars, they rang in my ears. I was living in the milk ocean, but Nara's roar woke me up and brought me down here. This is from Chaitanya Bhagavat. Now, after the Vyas Puja had come to an end, then Mahaprabhu took on the mood of the Supreme Lord. Because he never used to show outwardly. But after he came back from Gaya, now his manifestations, he started to reveal who he is. So he took on the mood of the Supreme Lord and he sent Ramai Pandit, Srivas Pandit's brother, to fetch Advaita Prabhu from his house in Shantipur. So you heard that already. So, now as soon as Advaita heard that Mahaprabhu had publicly revealed his divinity, he and Sita Devi immediately set off, bringing their son Achyutananda and some other associates. But rather than going directly to Srivasa's house, Advaita decided to test Mahaprabhu by hiding in Nandanacharya's house. And he told Ramai Pandit not to tell Mahaprabhu, which created a big problem for Ramai. But then Mahaprabhu, he understood. When Ramai Pandit came, he understood already. Because Mahaprabhu knows the heart of all. So he was able to see through Advaita Ācārya's plan. So Advaita Ācārya had this plan, but Mahaprabhu saw through that plan. So as Mahaprabhu sat on the altar and he revealed to everyone his divine identity, where was he sitting? In which place here? In Mayapur Dham. Yes. On the altar, Srivasangam. So that's why you see at Srivasangam, there are 3 altars there, and in the middle altar, Mahaprabhu is sitting on the altar, and just like we have in the song of Bhakti Vinod Thakur that we sing every night, Jayo Jayo Gaura Chandera Rotike Shobha. Then he says, Dakini Tai Chan Bame Gadadhara Nikate Advaita Srinivasa Chatradara. So in this way, Mahaprabhu sat on the altar. And there, one is called his great manifestation, because he did that more than one time. But he stayed 21 hours in that condition, and then he called all the devotees to him. One by one. Called all the devotees to him to come one by one. And he gave all of them benedictions, and it was very amazing. You have to read the whole account in Chaitanya Bhagavat, very vividly described. Okay, so at this time, when Mahaprabhu sent Ramai to Nandanacharya's house with the message that Mahaprabhu knows that Advaita is hiding there, so then, and he was supposed to fetch Advaita, then Advaita Acharya realized that Mahaprabhu was omniscient, and he hesitated no longer. Then what happened? Then Advaita-charya joyfully prostrated himself before the Lord, stunned by the sight of the Lord's divine power. He washed the Lord's lotus feet and then worshipped him with 5 ingredients, panchopachara, using the following mantra to do so. You know what mantra he used to wash the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu? Yes. That's why Prabhupada gave that to the early devotees as an offering mantra, before he gave the offering mantras. Namo Maha-viṣṇu-avatāra, Namo Brahmanya-devaya, and to the spiritual master. Yeah. So that's because Advaita-charya chanted Namo, you can say it, Namo Brahmanya-devaya, Go Brahmana-hitaya cha, Jagat-hitaya Krishnaya, Govindaya Namo Namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Lord Krishna, who is the worshipable deity for all Brahmins. He is the well-wisher of the cows and the Brahmins, and he is the benefactor of the whole world. I offer my repeated obeisances to the personality of Godhead, known as Krishna and Govinda. Then Mahaprabhu commanded Advaita Prabhu to dance. He commanded him, Advaita, dance! Advaita-charya started to dance madly. Like a what? Like a madman. And until he was completely intoxicated in a way that astonished all the devotees, because this is the first time now, since Mahaprabhu appeared, that Advaita-charya is now dancing in this way before him, because now he's revealing who he is. And Advaita-charya is in ecstasy. So Krishnadas Kaviraj has written that there is one Mahaprabhu. How many? Are there 2 or 5 Mahaprabhus? No, there's only one Mahaprabhu. No one else can be called Mahaprabhu. Or the Supreme Lord. But there are 2 other Prabhus with a capital P. And they are masters. Who are the 2 other Prabhus? And Advaita. On the left side from where we are going, Mahaprabhu, Nityananda, Advaita. But then on the other side is who? Gadadhar and Srivas. Those Panchatattva, you should go to see them at Gurudev's Samadhi in Navadvip. Every single day I go, and before I enter I just look up at, they're so beautiful. They're life-size, like really tall and beautiful. Have you seen? They're up there in the front, greeting everyone that comes into his Samadhi. So beautiful. So beautiful. So, these 3 personalities belong to the category of the all-worshipable. And the 4th category is the devotee, who is the worshipper. Srivas and the millions of other devotees belong to the category of the pure devotees. Then Gadadhar Pandit and others are considered to be avatars of the Lord's energies or Shaktis. They are counted as his most intimate devotees. This is from 7th chapter, Madhya Lila. Adi Lila, Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Pancha Tattva, the 5-fold aspect of divinity, includes Gauranga Mahaprabhu, who accepted the form of a devotee, Bhakta Rupa. Then Nityananda Prabhu, who is the manifestation of a devotee, Swarupakam. Then Advaita-charya, the Lord's avatar as a devotee. What is that? Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam, Bhakta Rupa, Swarupakam, Bhakta Avatara. So that is Advaita-charya, Lord's avatar as a devotee. So these 3 are considered to be Prabhu Tattva or Vishnu Tattva, the ontological category of Godhead. And Advaita-charya is an avatar of Maha-viṣṇu, so belongs to the category of Vishnu Tattva. But because he took on the mood of a devotee, he is called Bhakta Avatar, the Lord's avatar of a devotee. So because Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu and Advaita-charya all belong to the category of Vishnu Tattva, therefore tulsi leaves are offered to their feet. Did you know that or not? Can you offer tulsi leaves to the lotus feet of spiritual master?
No.
No. Why? Why can you not offer tulsi leaves to the lotus feet of the spiritual master?
It's only for Vishnu.
Yes, yes. And the spiritual master is not in the category. He's in the category of Jiva Tattva. Yes. So, where was it? Oh. Yes. So Advaita Ācārya, he offered tulsi leaves to Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. So without here, tulsi leaves are offered to their feet. Who? Only to the Vishnu Tattva. And without Advaita Ācārya's mercy, one can never attain the service of Chaitanya and Nityananda Prabhu. Did you know that? Did you know that you can never attain the service of the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu without Advaita Ācārya's mercy? It's a fact. How do we know that? Even Narottam Das Thakur is telling in his prayer, Doya Koro Sitapati Advaita Gosai Tava Kripa Bole Pai Chaitanya Nitai. O Advaita Ācārya Prabhu, please be merciful to me. O Sitapati, husband of Sita Devi, Advaita Gosai, without your Kripa Bal, without the power of your mercy, if I do not attain that, then I cannot attain Chaitanya Nitai. So Tava Kripa Bole Pai Chaitanya Nitai. We will attain Chaitanya Nitai by the mercy of Advaita Ācārya. So Advaita Ācārya's glories and his activities have been extensively described in Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's Chaitanya Charitamrita, in Vrindavan Das Thakur's Chaitanya Bhagavat, Narahari Chakravarti's Bhakti Ratnakara, and in Advaita Vilas and other works. Those who wish to have a deeper knowledge of his life, they should consult those books. We can only give an abbreviated biography in this book, and such an extensive account cannot be given here. We have only set out to remember the main pastimes of Sri Advaita. So, Advaita Ācārya and Haridas Thakur, they have a special relationship. Do you know what that relationship is? That Haridas Thakur used to come and stay with Advaita Ācārya. And you know, Advaita Ācārya never looked at Haridas Thakur in any other way than that he is the ultimate, topmost, pure Vaishnava, chanting 3 lakhs of Harinam every single day. And he wanted to broadcast this fact, that he is actually amongst all the Vaishnavas, he is the only one that is worthy of receiving the Shrad Patra. You know what that is? That once a year, when the Vaishnavas do a Shrad ceremony for their departed ancestors, right? The Shrad ceremony. Then the Shrad Patra means the food that is offered there on that plate. So Advaita Ācārya, he performed this pastime that Haridas Thakur was invited into the assembly, and there were many, many brahmanas there, very scholarly and everything, and they were thinking that, I wonder who's going to get the Shrad Patra, because it's very prestigious. It means they're the topmost person, right? So they were all thinking like that. But when Advaita Ācārya offered it to Haridas Thakur, what happened? Do you remember what happened?
The Brahmins got really upset.
Yeah, they got upset, and what did they start doing?
They left.
Well, first of all, they were complaining, what is going on here? And they began to doubt that he's giving this to a person born as a Muslim. And how did Advaita Ācārya respond to their attitude and their leaving? How did he respond to that?
Leading Haridas Thakur is equal to feeding millions of Brahmins.
Millions of Brahmins. So therefore he told them, good riddance. No, he didn't say that. But when they came outside, what happened to them? They started to reawaken because of the mercy that had been given to them, that Advaita Ācārya was showing them that this personality it does not matter. And then there are various verses quoted in the Shastras about how even if someone is fully learned, Brahmana of all the different Vedas, but yet he's not a devotee, then compared to him, a person born in the family of mlechas, yavanas, and even dog eaters, they are far, far, far superior if they're pure devotee. You see, this is the statement of all the Vedas, and this needs to be understood. So anyway, they came back in and they paid their obeisances and they begged forgiveness, and then Advaita Ācārya mercifully forgave them. Yes, and then, you know, Advaita Ācārya, you know how many sons he had?
6 or 5?
6.
6.
He had 6 sons. Now 3 of those sons, they were very pure devotees. And they were, Advaita Ācārya considered them to be his actual offsprings. But the other 3, no. They did not fully respect Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and correctly respect him, those 3 other sons. So they were not considered important to Advaita Ācārya. So, do you know that Mahaprabhu punished Advaita Ācārya one time? He gave him a punishment. What was the punishment? He went very quickly to Shantipur. And where is that? Where is that person? Where is that Advaita? And when Advaita came, then he began beating Advaita Ācārya with his hand. And what did Advaita Ācārya do when he was beaten by the hands of Mahaprabhu? He began dancing in ecstasy. Now the Lord has accepted me as his servant. Because why? Because Advaita Ācārya, very senior, and also disciple of Madhavendra Puri, and so Mahaprabhu always very respectfully was always dealing with so much respect and reverence and everything like that, according to Vaishnava etiquette, right? Advaita Ācārya did not like that. Why? Why? Because he had no other conception of himself than I am the servant of Mahaprabhu, Lord Chaitanya. There's actually a verse at the end of that chapter I was telling you about, the 6th chapter, and I kind of memorized it, but I can't remember it exactly. I was reading it this morning, but I just read the English. But he's saying, he starts to dance. Advaita Ācārya starts to dance, and he says, Chaitanya Das, Chaitanya Das, Chaitanya Das, Ami Chaitanya Das Das, something like that, right? I am a servant of Lord Chaitanya, a servant of Lord Chaitanya, a servant of Lord Chaitanya, and I'm a servant of the servant of the servant of Lord Chaitanya. That's the mood of Advaita Ācārya. Yes. And who is he? He's Maha-viṣṇu. Okay? But he considers himself only a menial servant of Lord Chaitanya. So, Advaita Ācārya didn't like that Mahaprabhu was always honoring him. So what did he do? He had a scheme. How can I make Mahaprabhu realize that I'm not going to accept this attitude from him? I'm not going to be worshipped by him. He went and did something that was very displeasing to Mahaprabhu. Do you know what that was? Yes. Where? In Shantipur. He's the greatest bhakti acharya, you know. And now he's preaching Mayapur. The poor people that were hearing from him got misled because his preaching was very effective. He wasn't just pretending. He was giving the whole philosophical, you know, everything. Tattva. So Mahaprabhu heard, and then he came there, and he began beating Ācārya. And then Advaita Ācārya was just in the highest ecstasy that anyone can imagine. Says, yes, now my Lord has accepted me as his servant because he's punishing me and beating me. Yes. Now what about Sachi Devi? Sachi Devi, who is she? She's Mother Yashoda. Okay? Does anyone have a more intimate relationship than Mother Yashoda? Why do we call Krishna Yashoda Nandan? And also Nanda Nandan. But Yashoda is more prominent, you see. Yashoda Nandan. Everyone knows Krishna as the son of Mother Yashoda. So Mother Yashoda appeared in Gaur Leela as who? Sachi Devi. So when Mahaprabhu was giving his benedictions to all the devotees, as I mentioned, one by one, calling them up and sitting on the altar for 21 hours, then one of the devotees suggested, oh Mahaprabhu, you should also give prem to your mother, Sachi. Mahaprabhu said, no, I cannot give her. Everyone was in shock. She's the mother of the universe. She's the mother of Mahaprabhu. How he cannot give her prem? Mahaprabhu said, because she has offended Advaita Ācārya. So what was the offense? What was the offense? Who can tell? What was the so-called offense?
She said that you're not Advaita, your name is Advaita, but you're not really Advaita, you're actually Advaita because you're separating mother from son and brother. But
what was the meaning in the word, in the name Advaita? Yeah, you're because Advaita would mean that brings everyone together. But what is he doing? He is separating everyone. And therefore he should be called what? Advaita. So this was her mother's, exalted prem in which she was telling like this.
I think she only thought it, right? She never even said it.
No, she never said it. It doesn't say that she said it, but she was thinking it, So you also get reaction for thoughts. All right, so then when she understood that Mahaprabhu, her son, would not give her prem because of her offense against Advaita Ācārya, then what did she do? What did she do? She came and washed the feet of Advaita Ācārya and cried tears at his feet. And Advaita Ācārya was in such overwhelming moods and bhavs that how in the world can I accept apologies from her and all of that, And he fainted. Advaita Ācārya fainted. And that was Sachi Devi's opportunity.
He was glorifying her, right? And he became so...
Oh, that's right. He began to glorify her. And he became so overwhelmed in ecstasy that he fainted. And now this was the golden opportunity, and Mother Sachi took the dust from his feet on her head, and then Mahaprabhu was very satisfied. And he gave prem to Mother Sachi. Mother Sachi Devi ki jai. So you know that after Mahaprabhu took sannyas, no, it's not told here. Oh, yeah. Okay, here it is. So Advaita Ācārya was Mahaprabhu's associate in Samkirtan, both in Srivasa's house and in the streets of Navadvip and along the shores of the Ganga. So they always performed Samkirtan all over this area. We should think like that from time to time at least. We should think, where am I? This is incredible. I'm every single square inch of this whole 9 islands of Navadvip. Mahaprabhu, with his thousands of Vaishnavas, went and did Samkirtan every single day. Every single day, Sankirtan. But for the first year, do you know what he did? He did Sankirtan in the house, at night, all night long, of Srivas Thakur, with only his most intimate associates. But we should think like that sometime. We should think. even though there's cement and roads and big buildings and all of this, every square inch of this whole area, Mahaprabhu did Harinam Sankirtan with his associates. So Advaita Ācārya was a Sankirtan associate of Mahaprabhu. And as they were doing the Sankirtan, everyone joyfully sang in unison, Krishna, Ram, Mukunda, Murari, Vanamali. And holding on to Nityananda Prabhu and Gadadhar Pandit, Advaita Ācārya ran in every direction like a lion in that kirtan. What did he run like?
A lion.
Yes. Where did he run? Every direction. Now the Lord danced along the banks of the Bhagirati, while around him all the people sang the names of Hari. Advaita Ācārya preceded him, dancing ecstatically with a small group of devotees. And after Mahaprabhu had taken sannyas from Keshav, Bharati and Katva, he became overwhelmed with love for Sri Krishna, and he started to run toward Vrindavan. Who began? Who was running toward Vrindavan? Mahaprabhu. After he took sannyas, he became overwhelmed. That's the first place he thought of. I'm going to Vrindavan to see Krishna. And he began to run and run and run. So who went along with him? Nityananda. Who else? So he became overwhelmed, and then with the help of some cowherd boys, Nityananda Prabhu, he tricked Mahaprabhu into coming to the banks of the Ganga. And Nityananda Prabhu, because he was going in a different direction, but then Nityananda Prabhu tricked him to come back to the banks of the Ganga. And so Nityananda Prabhu actually wanted to show the wonderful sannyas form of Mahaprabhu to the people of Navadvip, and he brought him to Shantipur. And when Mahaprabhu saw the Ganga, he thought that the river was the what? Yamuna. Yeah, Mahaprabhu thought, I'm going to Vrindavan, this is Yamuna, all the way. For 3 days he was going in that direction. So then, he became overwhelmed with ecstasy. So meanwhile, Advaita Ācārya heard, he got the news that Nityananda Prabhu had brought Mahaprabhu there and came by boat across the river with new clothes for him. So Advaita Ācārya already prepared. He brought new sannyas dress for Mahaprabhu across in the boat. Then Mahaprabhu was very astonished to see Advaita Ācārya. He was wondering how he could have known that he was in Vrindavan. How did Advaita know that I came to Vrindavan? So Mahaprabhu was still in mad ecstasy, so he was not fully conscious, you understand, externally. So, Advaita, you are also here in Vrindavan? Then Advaita Ācārya answered by saying that Vrindavan was wherever Mahaprabhu went, and that the northern flow of the Ganga was the Yamuna. So when he heard these words, Mahaprabhu realized that he had been tricked into coming to the northern bank of the Ganga across from the town of Shantipur. Then Advaita Ācārya had Mahaprabhu take a bath, and he dressed him in new cloth, and then he took him to his house where the Lord stayed for several days. And while Mahaprabhu was there in the house of Advaita Ācārya, wonderful, wonderful pastimes took place. But first of all, we're hearing that when Sachi Devi and the people of Navadvip heard that Gaur Hari was at Advaita Prabhu's house, they all came there to visit him. And seeing him in his dress as a sannyasi, what did they feel? They felt two different emotions simultaneously. They felt great joy to see Mahaprabhu, and they also felt separation now. So much separation. Then Sita Thakurani, she prepared an immense meal and served it on whole leaves from seed banana trees for Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. And at that time, there were many joking exchanges between Advaita Prabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. This has been extensively described in the chapter Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila chapter 3. And then Mahaprabhu, afterwards, he also ate foodstuffs prepared by his mother. Mahaprabhu did afterwards, Sachi Devi, because Sachi Devi stayed for some days. So he also ate what she was cooking in order to ease her suffering. And did Sachi Devi stop cooking for Mahaprabhu the whole time that she was on the planet, even though Mahaprabhu was wandering all over India? Did Mother Sachi ever stop cooking?
No.
For her son?
No.
No. Why not?
Mahaprabhu was coming.
Huh?
Mahaprabhu was coming.
Yes, because Sachi Devi would directly perceive Mahaprabhu, that he had come and he is eating. And also Mahaprabhu also told her when he saw her later on, and when he saw Mother Sachi, after he had taken sannyas and he came back to Navadvip, and he said, "You know, my dear mother, whenever you offer prasad to me, you think that you are seeing a kind of like, what's it called? I can't hear you. Okay, you think that you are seeing some kind of vision that I am coming. But I want you to know, my dear mother, I actually come. I come. Every single time you cook, I come and I accept your offering." So then, what is going on with this stupid thing? How can we do it? Okay. Yes, so that reunion that Advaita Ācārya arranged and Nityananda Prabhu arranged, that all the devotees from Navadvip, they could all come and see Mahaprabhu, that turned into a huge festival in Advaita Ācārya's house for many days in Shantipur. And it transformed Shantipur into Vaikunta Goloka Vrindavan Dham. Just imagine such a scene. So here's a quote, everyone was dancing and singing the names of Hari. Advaita Ācārya's house became Vaikunta Puri. So that, I want to read a little of that because it's one of my favorite pastimes, is when Advaita Ācārya fed Mahaprabhu. He was the first person to feed Mahaprabhu after he took sannyas. So I'm just going to read that from the Chaitanya Charitamritam.
Is it long?
What? No.
Is it long?
No, it's not going to be so long. What time is it now?
It's almost 2.
What time exactly?
10:40.
10 minutes before 2.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be finished by 2. Yes. Oh, do I hear that some of the devotees are hungry? You're drinking so much nectar through your ears, but you still need some nectar for your mouths, huh? Okay. So, just real quickly, because there's conversations there. Oh, this is, okay. Just give me a couple of seconds. Very beautiful, beautiful chapter. My God. I should actually read this whole chapter to you. No, I'm just joking. Yes. So I mean, there's such an incredible description of all the ecstatic dancing and everything that went on when Mahaprabhu was there for so many days in Advaita Ācārya's house, and just incredible.
Which book and chapter?
Chaitanya Charitamrita chapter, Madhya Lila chapter 3. Madhya Lila chapter 3. So, okay. I should have given this to Madhukar to find the place. Okay, yeah, here we are. Oh my God. Oh, this is so beautiful. All right. So, Advaita Ācārya took Lord Nityananda Prabhu and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu within the room where he had just made hundreds of preparations for Mahaprabhu. Okay, and then Mahaprabhu saw all these preparations; they're all being offered to the deity, right? And then Mahaprabhu said, "Oh," he said, "Wow." So I'm going to read to you all the descriptions of the different prasadam preparations. There were small cakes in sweet and sour sauce, 5 or 6 kinds of sour preparations. All the vegetables were so made that everyone present could take prasadam. There were soft cakes made with... Stop drooling, all of you. Yes. So, all around the 3 eating plates, Advaita put 3 plates, right? There were 3 there. So all around the 3 eating places were 100 pots filled with various kinds of vegetables. Now along with the various vegetables was sweet rice made with ghee, and this was kept in new earthen pots. Earthen pots filled with highly condensed milk were placed in 3 places. Wait a minute, I'm again reading about all that. Okay. So there was artik performed, and then Advaita said, "My dear lords, plural, kindly enter this room." Then the 2 brothers, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, came forward to take the prasadam. And when Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu went to accept the prasadam, they both called Mukunda and Haridas to come with them. However, Mukunda and Haridas, they both with folded hands, they spoke as follows. Mukunda said, "My dear sir, I have something to do that is not yet finished. Later I shall accept prasadam, so you 2 Prabhus should now please enter the room." Which 2 Prabhus? Mahaprabhu and Nityananda. Then Haridas Thakur said, "I am the most sinful and lowest among men. Later I shall eat 1 palmful of prasadam while waiting outside." So now Advaita Ācārya took Lord Nityananda Prabhu and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu within the room, and the 2 lords saw the arrangement of the prasadam, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was especially very pleased. And Mahaprabhu approved of all the methods employed in cooking and offering food to Krishna. Indeed, he was so pleased that he said, "Frankly, I will personally take the lotus feet of anyone who can offer Krishna such nice food and place those lotus feet on my head birth after birth." So now when Mahaprabhu entered the room, he saw 3 divisions of food, and he knew that all of these were meant for Krishna. However, he did not understand the intentions of Advaita Ācārya. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Let us sit down in these 3 places, and we shall take prasadam." Mahaprabhu is telling this. However, Advaita Ācārya said, "I shall distribute the prasadam." Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thought that all 3 servings were meant for distribution. Therefore, he asked for another 2 banana leaves, saying, "Let us have a very little quantity of vegetable and rice." Then Advaita Ācārya said, "Just sit down here on these seats," and then catching their hands, he sat them both down. Because Mahaprabhu was thinking that everything that was cooked there was for Krishna, was the offering. He says, "So bring me another leaf plate, and then I just want a little bit of rice and vegetable," right? And then Advaita Ācārya, "Please, my Lord, please sit down here." And then what happened? Then Sri Chaitanya said, "It is not proper for a sannyasi to eat such a variety of foods. If he does, how can he control his senses?" Because Mahaprabhu has just taken sannyas now. So when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not accept the food that had been already served, then Advaita Ācārya, because it's already served right there, right? There are 3 plates, and all of them had like hundreds of different preparations all around. So Mahaprabhu said, then Advaita Ācārya said, "Please give up your concealment," he told to Mahaprabhu. "Please give up your hiding, your concealment. I know what you are, and I know the confidential meaning of your accepting the sannyas order." Then Advaita Ācārya thus requested Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to eat and give up juggling words. Then the Lord replied, "I certainly cannot eat so much food." Then Advaita Ācārya then requested the Lord to simply accept the prasadam without pretense. If he could not eat it at all, then the balance could be left on the plate. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "I will not be able to eat so much food, and it is not the duty of a sannyasi to leave remnants." So in this connection, Advaita Ācārya referred to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's eating at Jagannath Puri. Because as Lord Jagannath, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they're identical, and Advaita Ācārya pointed out that at Jagannath Puri, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ate 54 times a day, and each time he ate many hundreds of pots of food. So Advaita Ācārya said, "The amount of food that 3 people can eat does not constitute even a morsel for you. So in proportion to that, these edibles are not even 5 morsels of food for you." Then Advaita Ācārya continued, "By my great fortune, you have just come to my home. Please do not juggle words. Just begin eating and do not talk." Then upon saying this, Advaita Ācārya supplied water to the 2 lords so that they could wash their hands. Then the 2 lords sat down and smiling began to eat the prasadam. Then Nityananda Prabhu said, "I have undergone fasting for 3 days continuously. Today I had hoped to break my fast." Although Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was thinking that the quantity of food was enormous, but Nityananda Prabhu, on the contrary, thought it not even a morsel. What did Nityananda not think that it was even what? A morsel. Yes. Then he'd been fasting for 3 days, coming from Katwa after Mahaprabhu's sannyas. And he had greatly hoped to break his fast on that day. Indeed, Nityananda said, "Although I am invited to eat by Advaita Ācārya, today is also a fasting day. So small a quantity of food will not fill even half my belly." And there's like hundreds of... This is what he's saying. Advaita Ācārya replied, "Sir, you are a mendicant traveling on pilgrimage. Sometimes you eat fruits and roots, and sometimes you simply go on fasting. I am a poor Brahmin, and you have come to my home. Please be satisfied with whatever little food you have received and give up your greedy mentality." Then Lord Nityananda Prabhu replied, "Whatever I may be, you have invited me. So therefore, you must supply as much as I want to eat." And His Divine Grace, Advaita Ācārya, after hearing the statement of Nityananda Prabhu, took the opportunity presented by joking words, and he spoke to him as follows. Advaita Ācārya said, "You are a reject Paramahansa." Did you hear that? What did Advaita Ācārya call Nityananda? A reject Paramahansa, and you have accepted the renounced order of life just to fill up your belly. I can understand that your business is to give trouble to Brahmanas. Now, you should understand that this conversation is listed as one of the most sublime conversations of many between Advaita and because Nityananda and Advaita were always they were criticizing one another. In the name of criticism, they were actually glorifying one another. Okay, so Advaita Ācārya accused Nityananda Prabhu, saying, "You can eat 10 to 20 manas of rice. I am a poor brahmana. How shall I get so much rice? Whatever you have, though it be a palmful of rice, please eat it and get up. Don't show your madness and strew the remnants of food here and there." So in this way, Nityananda Prabhu and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ate, and they talked with Advaita Ācārya jokingly. And after eating half of each vegetable preparation, and there's hundreds of preparations, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu abandoned it, and he went on to the next preparation. And as soon as half of the vegetable in the pot was finished, Advaita Ācārya filled it up again. So in this way, as the Lord finished half of the preparation, Advaita Ācārya again and again filled it up. So after filling a pot with vegetables, Advaita Ācārya requested them to eat more. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "How much more can I go on eating?" Then Advaita Ācārya said, "Please do not give up whatever I have already given you. Now, whatever I am giving you, you may eat half, and then leave half." This is after giving already again and again. So now he gave them a way out. So in this way, by submitting various humble requests, Advaita Ācārya made Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda eat, and thus Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fulfilled all the desires of Advaita Ācārya. Again, Nityananda Prabhu jokingly said, "My belly is not yet filled up. Please take away your food. I have not taken the least of it." After saying this, Nityananda Prabhu took a handful of rice, threw it on the floor in front of Advaita, or in front of him, as if he were angry. And when 2 or 4 pieces of the thrown rice touched the body of Advaita Ācārya, he began to dance in various ways with the rice still stuck to his body. And when the rice thrown by Nityananda Prabhu touched his body, Advaita Ācārya thought himself purified by the touch of remnants thrown by Paramahansa Nityananda, therefore began dancing. And Advaita Ācārya jokingly said, "My dear Nityananda, I invited you, and indeed I have received the results. You have no fixed caste or dynasty, and by nature you are a madman. And to make me a madman like yourself, you have thrown the remnants of your food at me. You did not even fear the fact that I am a brahmana." And Nityananda Prabhu replied, "These are the remnants of food left by Lord Krishna. If you take them to be ordinary remnants, you have committed an offense." And Nityananda continued, "If you invite at least 100 sannyasis to your home and feed them sumptuously, then your offense will be nullified." Then Advaita Ācārya replied, "I shall never again invite another sannyasi, for it is a sannyasi who has spoiled all my Brahminical smarta regulations." And after this, Advaita Ācārya made the lords wash their hands and mouths. He then took them to a nice bed, and he made them lie down to take rest. Then Advaita Ācārya fed the two lords cloves and cardamom mixed with tulsi flowers. Thus there was a good flavor within their mouths. Then Sri Advaita Ācārya smeared their bodies of the Lord with the sandalwood pulp, and then placed very fragrant flower garlands on their chests. And when the Lord lay down on the bed, Advaita Ācārya waited to massage his legs, but the Lord was very hesitant, and he spoke as follows to Advaita Ācārya. Mahaprabhu said, "Advaita Ācārya, you have made me dance in various ways. Now give up this practice. Go with Mukunda and Haridas and accept your lunch." So thereupon Advaita Ācārya took prasadam with Mukunda and Haridas, and they all wholeheartedly ate as much as they desired. Gaur Premanande, Shri Gaur Chandra Mahaprabhu ki jai, Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Advaita Ācārya Prabhu ki jai, Advaita Ācārya's feeding the two lords ki jai, Advaita Ācārya's transcendental appearance day ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Nitai Gaur Premanande. Mahaprasadam Govinde Nama Brahmani Vaishnu. Okay, everyone take Prasadam Mahaprasad ki jai. Vansha Kalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhu Devacha Patidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo.
should we lift up the mat? These two chairs, keep off.
Outside.
Or outside, yes. Can be both. And like this, I do not